Have anybody? Ashley, do we have anything from online?
We did receive one question via our Twitter account. And that question is, what is the city's plan to increase energy efficiency and reduce emissions to help mitigate climate change?
Mayor and Commissioners.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ashley and Matt had forwarded that question on earlier, so I did a little bit of research in hopes to be able to answer that question. Actually, Garden City does a lot of things. On the electric side of things, I'll start with that. Kind of keep this in perspective. Our peak load in the summertime is about 70 megawatts of power we consume in the day during the summer. In the winter, it's only about 25. But of that, 25 even on the low end, 2.3 megawatts of that comes from the Western Area Power Administration, and that's hydroelectric, hydro-generated power. It's generated by water, so it's a natural resource that's being used to generate electricity, so we take advantage of that. We also receive 20 megawatts of wind-generated energy that comes, both of these come to us through our connection with KMEA. So we receive 20 megawatts of power there, and we actually received the first 3 megawatts of electricity generated out of the wind farm over by Cimarron. We're the first ones to receive the first 3 megawatts of power out of that. That's wind generated. So as far as energy efficiency, that's pretty good, especially compared to where we were a few years ago when the city really didn't have a say on where its electricity came from. So that was very good. We also have I visited with the planning department today, and we have this home installation loan program to where the city actually provides up to $1,350 for applicants that apply, that can be used for energy efficiency items in their homes. They can re-insulate, they can put weather stripping in, different windows, different doorways, doors. So there's a thing that they do there. There's no limit on there's no restriction on the income of a person. A lot of times these programs are restricted to lower income families. This isn't the case. You just have to have 3 qualified quotations from 3 qualified local contractors. Then you bring those in, and then the city helps select the proper one. So we do a couple things there. So I thought I would pass that on.
Thank you.
Good.
I noticed they're putting up the new lighting, at least in the residential area. In fact, yesterday I got mine.
Great. So
on
far,
our
so good.
street, yes, it's very nice.
LEDs?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was going to lead into that. I thought that might come up. As part of the energy efficiency program that the City of Garden City undertook, part of it is the street lighting retrofit. And we have about 3,200 street lights in the community, and they're all being changed out from high pressure sodium. Some of them are still mercury vapor. They're all being changed to LED lighting, energy efficiency lighting. They're about 40% more efficient than the present lights that we have. So as a result, we will save that in energy. We won't have to buy that to turn around and light the streets up with. So, and that project's actually going very well. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold still. That's going very well. Of that 3,200 lights, we have about 250 of them have been changed so far. And we started primarily in the northeast quarter of the community, and we'll work south for a ways, and then we'll go over on back up to the north and work our way across. The contractor, this is through Siemens. That's who we signed a contract with for this whole energy efficiency program. The contractor that they were selected is Colorado Lighting. They're out of the Denver area. They've done a lot of these, and they're getting about 50 luminaires per day changed out. And with that, when the old luminaires are taken down, they have to be disposed of properly. Some of them, they still have mercury in them, some of them. So we go through the environmental process to make sure that they're disposed of in the environmental friendly way. So that's going very well. The other part of that program is some of the city facilities they'll be coming in. We're going to be doing some of them get new insulation in different areas, weather stripping, more efficient thermostats, if you will, that you can control the heating. Quite a few things. One of the garage doors, I think down at the shop, gets insulation put in it that it hadn't had in before. So there's quite a variety of things that we're doing, and that's a big part of it.
Also, the water management program that we have, we're also managing our resources.
Absolutely. You know, not on the energy side, but on the water side, we've started our water conservation program. We had one on the books that was pretty outdated, so Fred Jones, the water resource manager, we upgraded that, and that's in effect, so that in an emergency we're able to do what we need to do to be able to conserve water. We're looking at changing a lot of the irrigation systems within the parks so that what they do is they monitor the moisture in the ground all the time. So if it rains, it will say to the sprinkler system, you don't need to come on because we're still good. And as of now, you know, sometimes that doesn't happen, and you see the sprinklers on when it's raining, and I believe Sam's goal is to try to get that converted over time. It's kind of an expensive process, but it'll certainly save on water, which is becoming more and more precious all the time.
You know, with this new dairy processing plant, they're going to have we're going to end up with a lot of extra water that we could use for irrigation purposes.
Absolutely, that's a very good
like
comment,
a
Commissioner.
million gallons.
Yeah, upwards to 1 million gallons of water a day.
Coming off of that plant.
Yeah, when the plant's up and operating, they'll generate, the milk is actually about 80 to 90% water, then they take the products out of it, they dry and turn it into their powdered milk or their products. The water then runs through a wastewater treatment system, takes all of anything that's not good out of it, cleans it up, and then the water that the city's going to receive is excellent water. It's just as cleaner than the water we discharge into the river after it goes through our wastewater plant. That water, our intention is, as we move forward, we'll create a water reuse utility. They'll have to, just like the other utilities, they'll have to stand on its own for funding wise. But we'll be able to take that water and use it initially in parks and public areas where we can offset the use of fresh water with this. A lot of people refer to it as purple water. So we'll be using that purple water to offset the use of fresh water, which actually helps a tremendous amount. It lowers the cost of pumping the water out of the ground, treating it, pumping it into the system. So, yeah.
Well, you know, like Southwind, they could use it, a lot of that water too. I mean, they could buy that water for irrigating the golf course if we could figure out a way to get it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for multiple uses there.
Yeah,
Yeah, very good. I almost forgot about that.
well, I just heard a program on it at noon, so it's fresh.
There you go. Good.
So.
Excuse me. Any other questions on any of that? I can try to answer. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good report.
Nothing else? I did receive a phone call today from a citizen who was very pleased with how the fireworks went this year.
Oh, really?
Yes, she just was so impressed. She goes, "What did you guys do different?" So, that was a nice compliment. Yes.
Mayor, I did want to pass on. We've received several positive comments about the street lighting that's underway so far. We did receive one email today from a woman who was upset. She didn't like it. She liked her old light versus the new light, and she made it clear that she wanted that passed on to everyone so that you would know that she wasn't happy with that light. What we'll do is when we're finished with that area, we'll go check that particular light out and see if for some reason it's not putting out the proper light that it's supposed to, or maybe that particular area would require a larger light, so I wanted to pass that on.
Do you have a light meter?
Yeah, we do.
You can
Yeah, check the lumens.
Yeah.
These lights are or not the same, covering the same area in the same shape that the other lights.
That's true, that's what I
And
think
that's,
people,
could be a lot of right there, because the one on our half cul-de-sac is different than in the other one. I mean, it's better light, but it
Not the same
well,
pattern.
it's a lot sharper, so I don't know if it's her problem is too much or too little in the right place, but it could be just a matter of repositioning the arm or something like that. 'Cause
very well
I
could be.
think that's what they came by and did up on ours, and
Okay.
now it's lighting the street and not the front of some houses, and that's what I think it's
Yeah.
intended to do. So, but it's great light. You can look down our street and see, and it really looks nice. And
Excellent.
a lot of definition to the, you know, the shade or the what it's casting on the or port through the tree. You can make out the shapes of the leaves and all that from that light. Where the other light, it was just a big blob of dark. And
True.
that didn't help anybody a lot, but it, you know, I was kind of amazed. You know, you can the way the shadows that it casts is a lot
Yeah.
different than the old light. So you can tell it's doing its job. And
And you're absolutely correct, it doesn't shine, you know, the older luminaires, as you'll see, you know, a lot of light still spills upward. And that doesn't happen with these, it's directional down, and it lights what the area that it's supposed to light, so. Anyway, we want to pass that on. Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Quiet.
Matt, do you have anything you want to talk about? Okay. Christie?
When are the elephants moving?
Now we're targeting October sometime.
I did talk to some lady in Colorado Springs that had something to do with the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and she said they were real excited about getting these 2 new elephants, and as soon as I told her I was from Garden City, she seemed to know that they were coming, so.
And they'll be with 4 other elephants, is that right? That will be so nice.
I think they have what? How many would that give them?
They'll have 6
6?
total.
So I guess we'll get free tickets to Cheyenne Mountain Zoo for a year or what?
We haven't worked out the press
You haven't
release on that yet.
I think you need to negotiate that with the,
We
because
are working out a discount.
our cards don't work out there.
We are working out a discount.
Oh, good. Oh, she said something about that, and I said, well, I don't know anything about that, but anyway, they seem to know all about it,
Yeah, they've done a few press releases on
Yeah.
their end.
so.
Okay.
Well,
Guess if there's nothing else, we will adjourn.